every warm body off the bench if they have to.
Yeah, there's no saving something for tomorrow in this type of situation. Got to put it all out there on the table. First pitch coming at you right after the break. All right, first pitch coming up. And today's starter, Ranger Suarez.
Well, the hammer is in effect, and he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the fastball. Will elevate that and then break you off when he's ahead in the count. What I love about him, you get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
And stepping in for the Cardinals, Brendan Donovan. The line to kick the pitch. Edging his zone for a strike, and we're underway in game 3.
Pitch, 706.
And that's a strikeout looking. Fastball at the letters, frozen for strike 3. This is Dylan Carlson. First pitch swinging. Suarez, 29 years old, and he was born in Venezuela. And that's outside. And the count even 1-1. There's a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One down, base is empty. And they'll do it again. That one 95 to finish him off.
That was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
That one pushed foul. Two down, nobody on. That one's in there. 0-2 now.
This guy at the dish excels in 2-strike counts. Got to be careful with him out there on the mound.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. The pitch. And that one a little below the knees. Now 1-2. Got him. Strikes out the side to begin the game. What a start.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. That's electric stuff out there on the mound.
Back here with my pal Singy, and towing the slab, Steven Matz. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
He really relies on working down in the zone with that heavy sinker he's got. You know, it's not as popular to throw that pitch today as it used to be because guys are looking to hit balls down in the zone, get them up in the air. It's very important for him when facing same-side hitters to be able to get it in, especially early in the count. And to opposite guys, be able to throw it at that front hip and run it over the inside corner.
Trey Turner, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. Next offering is in for a strike.
Got a ball, 1 strike.
And that one missing low. And a pitch.
3-2.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Struck him out looking with the off-speed stuff.
Really good battle right there. And that final pitch probably could have gone either way. He was hoping he'd get ball 4. Instead, the umpire rings him up for the backwards K.
And now here is Harper. And that's in there for strike 1. The wind of the pitch. Line drive caught.
Batting third.
And time now for the Phillies lineup. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience singing.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These guys have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
2 out, space is empty. Wouldn't chase that time. And a pitch. And it's fouled away. Two. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Two now. Popped up right side. Goldie under it. Makes the catch, inning over. Down quickly go the Phillies. Scoreless after 1. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. Now it's the DH, Nolan Gorman. And a pitch. And that's in there at the knees. Nothing like postseason baseball. There's a buzz in the air. Every pitch seems bigger. It's truly special. On the ground, out to short. Turner with the throw to first. And quickly one away in the second.
There really is a different feel to the postseason. I only got 5 games of postseason action in my playing career, but I treasured each of them.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1. Strike on the inside corner.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
1 out, bases empty. Inside, just missed.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
This ball's chopped on the ground. Boom. Over to first. And they get Goldschmidt for the out.
Batting 5th. The catcher, number 40.
2 outs, base is empty. Wilson Contreras now up to the plate. Right through there for a strike. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Now he'll turn for second. The throw in. And he'll make it to second base with 2 gone.
He really shot that one down the right field line and somehow found a way to keep it from slicing foul. One thing that was great about the approach, his head was down all the way through the pitch, and that's how you do it.
Now it's the shortstop, Gunnar Henderson. Pitch is in the dirt, and that is ball 1.
Well, they're looking to get on the board first here after that clutch 2-out double made this inning interesting.
Swings through that one for strike 1.
1-1.
At the belt and fires. Just off the inside edge. Kicks and fires. And that's a little bit high. 3-1 now. Nolan Arenado in the St. Louis on deck circle. Runner at second, 2 down here in game 3. That clips the corner.
Okay.
Ripped on the ground to second. Tosses to first. That ends the frame. So 1 left for the Cardinals. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Back at Citizens Bank Park, bottom of the second. And now here's the veteran DH, Kyle Schwarber. As he turns on the rubber, and with that good live arm delivers. There's a strike at the knees.
Well, as a hitter, you're hoping that the command on that sinker doesn't come until later in the ball game. But if that's how it's going to be all day, it's going to be a tough one for the offense.
Under it. Hauls it in for the out.
Batting 6th, the left fielder,
Brandon Marsh steps to the plate. Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. One down, base is empty. That misses the zone, and now it's even 1-1. Darryl Parker assigned to umpiring duty behind home plate.
And Boog, with DP, it's sort of a coin flip on those borderline corner pitches. Doesn't really favor one side of the plate more than the other. Sometimes you get a little extra the plate, and sometimes you won't. It does seem like he evens it out over the course of a game, though.
Makes the grab for the second out.
Batting 6th, the third baseman, Alec.
And now it's Alec Bohm. Pitch misses inside. Ball 1. High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That's back there. And out of here. A gigantic blast. It's 1-0. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back. He did a really great job of staying tall on that hanging slurve. If you collapse on the backside, you'll take a good pitch to hit and pop it up. That time, really good pass at the baseball.
So 2 away with nobody on. Here's the second baseman, Bryson Stott. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Just missed. Mats maybe a little less aggressive on the mound right now after that home run, Chris.
Yeah, it seems that way. You know, pitchers, they can come out, feel good, but then all of a sudden get touched up a little bit, and they start trying to throw instead of pitch. They're not trusting their stuff.
JT Realmuto on deck for the Phillies. And there's the automatic. Well, he's been good for the most part. Is it going to take someone going out to the mound to maybe refocus him a bit?
No, partner, every pitcher's a little different. I liken it to you. Sometimes you come in and you're not as focused, and I kind of do what it takes to get you on track, and then you have a great show. So perhaps it's the same with him. Nobody really wants their rhythm broken up, but sometimes they need a little pick-me-up.
And a swing and a miss, and that's that. So the Phillies strike first with a solo home run. It's an early 1-0 lead. This is the National League Wild Card Series on the show. Back here in Philadelphia, on to the third inning. And now the veteran third baseman, Nolan Arenado. And he deals. That one fouled off. And a foul ball. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. The wind of the pitch. Swings and misses. Pulled the string of the changeup. And up next for St. Louis, Jordan Walker. Swing and a miss as he was late.
0-1 for count.
The Phils up by a run here in this decisive Game 3 of the Wild Card Series. Here comes a pitch. That's a little bit low.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Next offering is outside. Three-two now. Swings through it for the K. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Good pitch right there. I mean, he's attacking a location that this guy at the plate tends to have trouble with. And there's just so much information in this day and age, sometimes too much information, but the guys that can take that information, process it, and then go out there, Boog, and execute the pitch, go right after that hitter, and get the result that they were anticipating. That's really good pitching right there. And it's a good job of the pitcher and the catcher working together.
Next offering in there for a strike. And it's 0-2.
Well, he's gotten ahead with 2 pitches down in the zone. He has plenty of options right here. He can go up, he can go away, he can add velocity, he can subtract.
The Cardinals down by a run here in the third and final game of the series. Foul ball still a 1-2 count. Swing and a pop-up. Stop. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for him there. We head down to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Phillies 1 and the Cardinals nothing. And we're back. Set for the bottom of the third. And up to the plate is JT Realmuto. Matz back to work. Bounced out to short. Henderson jumps, throws, on target. He got him. Nice play.
Batting up, the center fielder,
Seeing an impressive jump throw from the hole at short. Let's see what StatCast has to say.
Now he's just showing off out there. I mean, I don't know if fans realize how much arm strength you need to make that throw. This guy's got a rocket of an arm, and that was on full display right there. Just an awesome job.
Johan Rojas stands in for the Phillies. Not close with that one, and that's ball 1. One down, base is empty.
Nope, outside.
Tried to backdoor him with that slider right there, but just missed off the plate. Good pitch, though.
And another ball. The pitch. Up the middle. Henderson whips it to first on the run. And 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the third.
The batter, number 7, shortstop,
Trey Turner at the plate. Right through there for a strike. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Turner is out, and that ends the inning. Nothing doing here this half. Game 3 moves on to the 4th. It's the Phillies 1 and the Cardinals nothing. Back here in Philadelphia, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Dylan Carlson. And here it comes. That one missed.
You know, these Cardinals, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
And that one hammered. That's back. See you later. That's one way to quiet the crowd. And we're all square. It's 1-1.
That's a game changer right there. A big time swing, and we're all tied up. That was one of those home runs where you really don't know if he got enough of it off the bat. I mean, he put a good swing on it clearly, but I wouldn't say he really got the sweet spot on the bat. The exit velo wasn't anything too impressive, but it had all it needed for him to circle the pillows.
And the batter now, Lars Nootbaar. That's a hit.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Go ahead run on base. And now Nolan Gorman. 0 for 1 so far. First offering misses badly for ball 1. Left-hand batter waits. There's the strike. One on, nobody out. A run in here in the rubber match of this 3-game series. In the air, left side. And a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Stringing them together, that's 3 hits in a row. That's a ball that a lot of times you'll see the shortstop or left fielder be able to get to if it hangs up in the air long enough. But right there, it just died and found a way to drop in on the green stuff with base hit.
First and second, no outs. And here's the first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. He's 0 for 1.
And that's in for a strike.
Kicks and deals. And that gets the inside corner for a strike. The pitch. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And there's a ball.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
First and second, no outs. Top half of inning number 4. Next pitch is downstairs.
He's trying to stay down in the zone, but the hitter just will not chase. Now back in a 2-2 count, he's going to have to go to something else to get him out.
The pitch. He fouls it off. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss. And that is a big first out.
Well, that's pretty much the dream 2-strike curveball if you're the pitcher. Hard downward break at the very end that just dips below the swing path. And they say pitchers want to try to bounce that pitch right on top of the plate. So that was exactly what he was looking for on the mound.
2 on, 1 out. And up to hit is Wilson Contreras. Doubled in his first AB. On the ground, could be 2. Fires to second for 1. Over to Alonso. Double play. Cards draw even on the solo shot. All even at 1 apiece. Decisive third game of the wild card round. Now the number 2 hitter, Bryce Harper. Harper goes 6 feet 3 inches, over 1,000 runs batted in his career, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. Loop ball right there to make the grab, and there's one down.
Number 21.
Here's Pete Alonso. Bounced up the middle. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. And he beats it. That's a hit. Great try there. Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Fly to left his first time. On the ground, right side, Donovan. In plenty of time to first. Awesome play there.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. The job was to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score the go-ahead run. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Marsh, the next to hit, takes low for a ball. Hit hard on the ground is short. Slings it across. Inning over. One left for Philadelphia. Still tied 1-1. Back at Citizens Bank Park. And now the shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson.
Suarez back to work. And he lays down a bunt. Toss to Alonso. One away here in the fifth.
Well, I think the defense was anticipating something here because they were really ready to defend as that ball was put down. Nice little drag bunt. Well, if they get the out, way to go.
Here's Nolan Arenado. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. There's a strike.
This game has been so tight. Feels like the next team to score will win it.
Next offering is down low. All tied up, and we're at the top of the fifth. That misses off the outside edge. Right through there for a strike. One down, base is empty. And another ball. And he walked him.
The batter, the left fielder.
Man at first with one gone. Jordan Walker now at the plate. He's 0 for 1. That one finds the zone, and that's strike one. Arenado stands at first with one out. Breaking ball inside, and it's 1-1. Right back to the mound. Could be an easy 2.
Out.
To second, there's one. Double play. What a twin killing to end the inning. Nothing doing for the offense that time. Last half of the fifth coming up. All tied 1-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the third baseman, Alec Bohm. The line of the pitch. Little chopper rolls foul.
You know, these Phils just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
And that one fouled off. And the 0-2. Ball one there. Missed with a changeup. 2-2.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than to have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Outside, and that is ball 4. This is Bryson Stott. Struck out swinging his first time. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
Nobody out, runner at first. Runner on the go. That's to third. There's one.
Yeah, you're
on
out.
to Goldschmidt. That's two.
Huge sigh of relief right there. Big time pitching to reduce the double play. Erase what could have been the go-ahead run.
Real Muto.
JT Real Muto steps in. That's in there. Strike one. Two down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5. Next offering is downstairs. And that's in the dirt. The line to kick the pitch. And a foul ball. Next pitch is downstairs. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. We played 5 full. Tied at 1 aside. Top of the 6th inning. Now, Brendan Donovan.
Second baseman, Brendan Donovan.
The pitch. That one's in there. Strike one.
You know, these Cards, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
He swings and hits a fly ball. Center field. Makes the grab on the run. And there's one down.
And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
Carlson stands in now and watches strike one. And ball one. And that one missing low. And another ball.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
One down, base is empty. Hit in the air, left field. 2 down.
The right fielder, number 21.
Now it's the right fielder, Lars Nootbaar. 1 for 2. That one inside. 1-0. And another ball.
2-0.
2 outs. That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. Hard ground ball, base knock. And that extends the inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Here's Nolan Gorman. Ripped to short. Turner with the throw to first. And that is the inning. So 1 hit is all they get. 9-1-2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the 6th. All tied 1-1. here, Citizens Bank Park, bottom of the 6th. And now
The
here's the speed threat, outfielder Johan Rojas. And a pitch. Bunting for a hit. The lefty fires. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
1-2.
Rolled over to third. Arenado to first in time. One away, bottom of the 6th.
The batter, number 7, shortstop,
So the lineup flips over. Here's Trey Turner.
He's been going after these guys consistently, and as a result, he's been able to keep his pitch count low, throwing the ball very well right now.
Ground ball, Goldie. And he takes it himself for the out.
the right fielder, number 3, Bryce Harper.
Here's Bryce Harper. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. That one missed. This to third. Over to Goldie. Harper retired. And the Phillies are set down in order. Phillies go down quietly in the inning. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Back here in Philadelphia, and here is Paul Goldschmidt. And a pitch. And there's the strike.
I really like how he's been attacking hitters early in at bats. He's thrown strikes on the first pitch to over 70% of the guys he's faced in this one.
Kicks and fires. Swing and a base hit. A leadoff single, and the go-ahead run is aboard.
He was all over that one. Let that pitch get pretty deep on him, so I think he was looking to go the other way. It was off speed and inside, though, so a good adjustment to shoot it back up the middle.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Ranger Suarez done for the night, and we'll be back with their first arm out of the pen after a quick break. Here's the new pitcher for the Phillies, Joe Barlow.
Number 50, Joe Barlow.
Go-ahead run on base. Now up for St. Louis, Wilson Contreras. That's in there. Strike one.
That's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double
play. And the righty deals. Pitch misses, and the count 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
That's that classic wipeout slider below the zone right there. Just nasty. Looks like a fastball thigh high that you got to protect the zone, and then it's just that late break that fools you and kind of makes you look silly.
Now it's going to be Gunnar Henderson. Outside corner, there's a strike. The 0-1. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it. Still try to get that ground ball double play.
With the go-ahead run at first here in the late stages of Game 3. The shortstop takes the ball. Ground ball right side, could be 2. To second, that's 1. Over to Alonso, double play.
Well, the second baseman made that one look easy. Great feed to the shortstop. Shortstop completes the play. They get out of a jam, and they end the inning.
Bottom of the 7th, leading off, Pete Alonso.
He's a big, strong guy, can untie this game with one swing.
And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Andrew Bellotto, a right-hander with big strikeout stuff, is getting it fired up. Thompson, the lefty, warming up as well. And now the count is even. And another ball.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
And a pitch. And a good eye there.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
Outside, and that is ball 4.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
Leading up for the Phillies.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Kyle Schwarber. Now be careful with this guy. He's got power. He can untie it with one swing. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
Swing and a pop-off in foul ground. He's under it. Makes the grab, 1 away.
Boy, that was a hanging breaking ball right there. I think he tried to do a little bit too much. Sometimes those eyes can get really big. I think his swing broke down as well, and that's what caused him to pop it up.
So up next, Brandon Marsh. Takes the corner, and that is strike 1.
Some hitters are just more confident they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
1 away, tie game. Go-ahead run stands at first. Here's the 0-2. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. And that one is inside.
He's gone off speed. He needs to elevate here with 2 strikes out of the zone.
Base hit, right field. And the go-ahead run into scoring position. 1 away. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle. Here comes
comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Steven Matz will depart, and a nice effort out of him, no doubt. New arm coming on. We'll be back for that in a moment. Andrew Ballot on the pitch here.
Gets an opportunity to square off against his former team, so I wouldn't be surprised if he came out a little extra jacked up right here.
Down the third baseman, Alec Bohm. He's already homered here in this one. First offering, and it just misses.
Well, with both starters out of this ball game, it now becomes a battle of the bullpens, and just seeing which manager can match up better and who's able to get to the finish line.
Two on, one out. Hits the corner, and it's a ball and a strike. Now this is in the air down the line. And that drops foul. Right-handed reliever. Spoils the two-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
A little tardy on that fastball. He's going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down.
And a 1-2 again. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Next pitch is outside.
Well, I think he's trying to get a feel for where that one missed. I mean, it could have gone either way, but he looked a little shocked for a second there.
Go-ahead run at second. Here at the bottom of the seventh. And now the count filled up 3-2. Bryson Stott to bat next. 3-2 now. In the air to left down the line. Walker moves towards it. Drops into the glove.
Well, such a confidence boost for a reliever to come into the ball game and get the first hitter he faces. Just makes everything slow down a little bit, and then from there can really settle in.
So first and second with 2 outs. Next to hit, Bryson Stott.
And takes low for ball one. That's a really good take right there. Slider down and in. Very difficult to get on the same plane and do anything with.
The 1-0. And downstairs.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
With the go-ahead run standing at second here in the third and final game of the series. And that's in for a strike.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit, and not an easy one to throw either.
That one keeps the outside corner, and that is strike 2. Got him! They miss a big chance to take the lead here late. Phillies leave a couple. Score remains tied 1-1. And we're back. Here's the third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Nolan Arenado.
Barlow back to work. And a big swing and a miss.
0-1's the count.
And that one hit to first. And he grabs it in foul ground. Right-hander kicks, deals.
Well, that's kind of what you expect in an 0-2 count. Excellent job of the hitter to have the plate discipline to lay off of that pitch.
Wouldn't chase that time. Here's the 2-2. Stays alive.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his back down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Got him swinging. Here's the left fielder, Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Count 1-0.
In the air, right field. Parker has a beat on it. He's got it. That's out number 2.
Now that second baseman.
Back to the top of the lineup, Brendan Donovan. Next up for the Cardinals. Off the mark there, and it's 1-0. On the corner for a strike. All tied up, and we're in the top of the 8th. Next offering is in for a strike.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at-bat to hit.
2 down, nobody on. Popped up. Alonso under it. He's there. He's got it. And that is that. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Orion Kerkering.
Well, I got to think he probably has a little extra in the tank facing his former team, and therethere's not a player in the league that doesn't get a little extra motivation when he plays against his old squad.
JT Realmuto stands in for the Phillies. Pitch. Fall off foul. This one in the air. Gets under it. Brings it in. 1 away.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it. Just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
And now the center fielder, Johan Rojas. I think when you contemplate him as a player, the first thing you think about is defense, and you think about that great arm.
I also think about the speed. If he can get on, that's going to give one more thing for that pitcher to think about.
1 down, base is empty. That one is absolutely belted. And it one-hops the wall. And he's into second base with 1 away as the go-ahead run.
Everything came together for him. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you've got to make them pay. A lot riding on this next at-bat now as they look to take the lead at a critical point in this one.
So the batting order turns over. Trey Turner stands in for the Phillies. On the ground to third. And they get Turner for the out.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Bryce Harper to the plate.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
And a ground ball to first. Goldie steps on the bag, and we stay tied as the inning ends. Phillies strand one. It's the ninth, and we are tied. We're back. It's the top of the ninth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. Gabe Spire. And stepping in for the Cardinals, Dylan Carlson. He's already homered in this game. As the lefty gets to work. That misses the zone. Ball one. On the inside corner for a strike.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Ripped to first. It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Newbar stands in now, looks at that one inside. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. A.J. Minter up and throwing. Strom warming up as well. Base is empty, one away. Here at the top of the ninth. Line drive. And a base hit.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. Nice line drive to the pull side. Met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
Looks like we've got a substitution at first. And pinch running for St. Louis, number 91. One down. So now here's the Cardinals designated hitter, Nolan Gorman. Line to left. Fair ball. Makes the turn at second, heads for third. Heading for the plate. Now he launches a throw over his head. He scores all the way from first. A terrible job getting it back to the infield, and it cost them a run.
That was a thing of beauty. He may have been a little behind the pitch, but by getting that barrel into the hitting zone early on in his swing, he was able to meet it and still shoot a line drive down the line and left.
One out, runner at second. And now it's going to be Paul Goldschmidt. That one finds the zone. 0-1. Man at second. And there's a foul ball. And now the lefty. Not even close there. 1-2 the count. And he grounds one back up the middle. Gathers and throws to first. And they get Goldschmidt for the out.
Now batting, the catcher, Wilson.
And here's the catcher, Wilson Contreras. 1 for 3.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
And the first pitch misses for ball one. Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the ninth. On the ground to first. Fair ball. Runner in from third to extend their lead. It's 3-1. To the shortstop at second, but it pulls him off the base.
Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
A.J. Minter comes on now.
And that's a big potential run out there in second as he comes in trying to keep the deficit where it is. For the infielders, they got to be thinking about keeping the ball from getting by them into the outfield any way they can.
Man at second here with 2 away. Digging in, Gunnar Henderson. There's a strike. 95 of that one. One. Right through there for a strike.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
Man on second, 2 down. And they'll do it again. Oh, and 2 now. The shortstop takes the ball. Contreras stands at second with 2 gone. Fights that one away. Still 1 and 2. And he deals. And down on strikes. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 will get their shot in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Cardinals 3 and the Phillies 1. Now into the ball game on defense, number 91. He takes over in right.
Number 91.
Tanner Scott gets handed the rock out of the pen.
I think closer has to be one of the toughest jobs in baseball, and we see a pretty high turnover rate because of it. Every outing seems to be high pressure, this one included. We'll see if he can wrap up the win and get himself a save.
The pitch. Alonso in the box now as he leaves that one up high. Next pitch is outside. Just missed. And so the lefty allows the leadoff free pass. So he gets on base, an elimination game 1 at a time, right?
And all of a sudden the pressure moves to the other team. They came into this one feeling pretty good, but now that he's on, changes things a little bit.
Schwarber at the plate now, and that's inside.
You don't want to get beat by a fastball in. And he spits on that one.
With the tying run at the plate, and the home team trying to pull it out. Right field down the line, and that one slices foul. The tying run at the plate. That's in there, and it's 1 and 2.
Well, so many hard-throwing relievers in the game these days, you would think that hitters have made the adjustment.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. 2 away now.
Got the pitch that he wanted, just a little bit quick. Front shoulder open, backside collapsed a little bit, and the launch angle not where he needed it to be.
So it's their last chance in this one. Alec Bohm digs in now. And that's outside. Right through there for a strike.
Dangerous spot for that slider right there. Didn't seem to quite finish out front and get that sharp break. Tell you what, he doesn't want to throw that pitch again.
They're down to their final strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Scott is just 1 strike away.
2-2 the count.
And another ball. Tying run at the plate. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Here comes a pitch. That's way outside. Full count now.
Big pitch coming right here. Last thing he wants to do is put the tying run on base, but he can't groove one either.
And here it comes. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. He decides to eat it, and the defense comes away with nothing.
Thrown out away from this game being over, but an infield single keeps them alive. They're still breathing, and maybe this provides that last-minute spark.
So a change being made out at second. Entering as the pinch runner, Edmundo Sosa. So 2 on with 2 away. Now it's the second baseman, Bryson Stott. That's down and in.
Lots of anxious fans in the ballpark right now. You can feel it.
So the tying run at second. Now a fly ball to right center. Carlson in pursuit. And that's it. Series over. They are off to the NLDS. So the St. Louis Cardinals take game 3 and are on to the division series, singing. This was a tough task having to play all 3 games in hostile territory, but they got it done, winning 2 out of 3.
Well, you said it. Winning is always a challenge on the road, but even more so in the postseason. They showed me a lot in this series, and I think this win is going to send them into the next round feeling pretty confident about what they can accomplish here in October.
And a tough end to the season on the other side. They obviously had bigger hopes for an October run, but that'll have to wait till next year.
St. Louis Cardinals, 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors. They left 7 runners on base. For Philadelphia, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. They left 6 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 43 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Citizens Bank Park, 43,651. The Phillies thank you for attending and remind you to please buckle up and drive home safely.